Hello everyone, it's me, Maple here. I'm just making this short, well not really short video, but this video just to, I don't know, just talk about stuff. I originally wanted to make a video describing some nitpicks and my feelings on the current stage of Rainbow Six Siege and Extraction by extension. And, well actually it was the other way around. I wanted to talk about Extraction and then talk about Siege and why I stopped playing Siege, which a lot of you probably don't know. I actually used to play Siege a lot, but I didn't really upload it on this channel since I was kind of in a transitional period where most of my friends were moving on to different things, and yeah, we just stopped playing Siege, and it just got stale, and just a lot of I didn't agree with a lot of the creative decisions going on with Siege, but yeah, that's not really what I'm talking about, and I want to actually work on a video writing a script for that rather than just rambling and just like stumbling over my words, struggling to think of what the hell to talk about next, and it's all over the place. Yeah, I want to try to actually make a video, like an actual scripted video on that. I don't know when that'll happen, and I don't know if I'll fall through with that, but it is on the table and it's something I'm interested in doing. But with that being said, enjoy the fucking Rainbow Six Extraction gameplay in the background, and yeah, let's just get into it. So, where have I been lately? Well, I mean, I've uploaded a couple videos related to like the Transformers and stuff, like the costumes, and a lot of my what little community I do have. I think I got a lot from a lot of the stuff I used to do in Ghost Recon, and I had my starting with Modern Warfare 2019, where I like made this really shitty like little montage, and or at least I think it's pretty cringy at this point. But also like I like did like the one conversion kit where I basically like quote unquote made the commando from, I don't know, Black Ops, even though it's really just an M4 with a shorter barrel and the same iron size, but that's whatever. And yeah, I used to do a lot of stuff like military games and all that because I originally wanted to get into military, and now I'm really not sure what I want to do in my life, to be honest. And I've kind of like, I wouldn't say I lost my interest in the military, but I don't know if I'd actually like enlist and stuff like that. And I just don't find enjoyment really just making Ghost Recon Breakpoint outfits anymore. I don't really play Ghost Recon anymore, since Breakpoint honestly was kind of stale, and it was only fun when I had my friends playing it together, and that's kind of it. And it was kind of cool to pretend to be like, oh yeah, super secret, like Spitsnaz or SAS or whatever. That was really fun. Now everyone else is busy, and I don't really have anyone to really do that with. And Breakpoint is just, I don't know, I'm just kind of bored of it. Wildlands is something I've been wanting to go back to, but I don't really have people to play it with. And but I don't want to be just the guy that like makes like Breakpoint outfits. So that's not what I want to be known as. Like, I want my channel to just be what I want to play. And I kind of screwed myself by doing so many of those videos and all that kind of similar vein. And I don't really know if I can really reach an audience outside of that, with at least not with this channel. And I've been thinking about just making another one and just like restarting, but I'm not sure. I might try to like see if I can make this work. If not, it's whatever. This isn't I don't make money from this, so it's not like I'm exactly dependent on it. I mean, would I like to be able to have YouTube as my job? I actually really would love to do that, and I think it'd be very great. But I don't want to bank on it. That's why I don't, because I just feel like I don't have the personality for YouTube, because I stumble a lot and I'm a very shy individual. But I don't know, I really would like to, I don't know, maybe grow my audience, kind of like some of my favorite YouTubers, like the Gaming Terrorizer, or Terrorizer nowadays, Corey X Kenshin, Dahidi Nogla, the Gaming Lemon. Though, to be fair, he hasn't been uploading a lot. And the list goes on, man. But, like, just sometimes hearing some of those stories where, like, some of those guys will go to college. Not all of them dropped out, but Terrorizer, he went to college, and I think he told one of his professors, I think, asked him how much money he made from YouTube, and then when he told them to quit college. And yeah, that's great for Brian, honestly, and I kind of hope that could be me one day, but I just don't see it, and I just want to focus on like things like school and finding a part-time job and all that kind of stuff, because I think it's good that people follow their dreams, but not everyone does get to follow their dream. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not saying like you should just like, oh, there's no hope, like forget about your fucking dreams and nowhere. No, because like just because you work hard does not guarantee you will succeed. It just increases your chances. So you should always have a backup plan, and that's just kind of the mentality I have with this channel and all that. And yeah. Also, just like most of my friends have been kind of moving on with stuff. A few of them are going to college. Other ones are going. Other guys are going full time and work and stuff. And others just don't know what the fuck they want to do, and that's perfectly okay. Cause I mean, we're not. This isn't like when we're like fucking. It's like 10 years old where we have like all the time in the world and no responsibilities. Now we're all getting older and shit. Me personally, I still have a decent chunk of free time on my hands though. So maybe I might start dedicating some of that spare time into YouTube. I don't know. Lately, I've been excited though for games. Modern Warfare is something I'm really looking excited for, because MW 2019, despite all its flaws it had, with like the super fucking annoying skill-based matchmaking or the fucking the dumb decisions they made, I cannot deny it was so fun because of what they did to Call of Duty. It breathed fresh air into Call of Duty. I'm trying to remember what the hell came. It's Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 was so fucking boring to me. I did not like Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 just, the multiplayer felt like pseudo Overwatch, and I just think it was the wrong direction for Call of Duty to go. And the lack of the campaign, because I like campaigns, man, because I don't always want to be playing fucking multiplayer sometimes. Sometimes I'll have a bad day, and I just don't want to deal with people's bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to play like something like zombies or campaign or whatever offer. Like, dude, remember Spec Ops from the original Modern Warfare? Not that garbage that was in 2019. I mean, like, from the stuff from MW2 in 2019, the good stuff. I mean, not 2019, MW3. I mean, like, MW2 2009, not the new MW2 that's coming out. And what sucks is, rather than Infinity Ward learning from their mistakes, they just scrap it, and they're doing this other thing that's kind of like Escape from Tarkov, which I don't know much about Escape from Tarkov. I kind of have the idea that it's a battle royale, but because of that, I'm kind of understanding is there is no PvE game mode besides the campaign in Modern Warfare that you can play with friends, which is kind of disappointing, because as much as I like the multiplayer, sometimes I just want to relax and just have like a PvE mode and stuff. And speaking of the new Modern Warfare, the gunsmith and everything that they're doing is so fucking cool. And what pisses me off is that they actually Infinity Ward, I know they can make good PvE game modes. Look at IW Zombies. IW Zombies is one of the most underrated zombie games, or just games in general. People never gave it the chance. Like, I tried to convince one of my friends to play, and he got it, and then a few matches, because we got our ass kicked by the fucking brute, he was like, oh, I don't like it, it's too hard, and he just gave up on it, even though he was ignoring all the cool stuff, like the cool guns and the concept and the 5 perks instead of the traditional 4, and the fact that it just focused on being fun. You didn't have to worry about this story bullshit. Because IW Zombies story mode, I don't care for. The story mode, I don't care. The gameplay is so fun. The gameplay is fun as all hell. Like, I had more fun with IW than I ever did with Black Ops 4, Vanguard, Black Ops 1. I don't want to say more than Black Ops 2, because Black Ops 2, I love Black Ops 2 Zombies, even though Black Ops 2 Zombies was 50-50. It was half bad, half really good. The lows were really bad, but the highs were really high for Black Ops 2. Black Ops 3, I'm in a difficult position, because I don't know if I like IW Zombies more than Black Ops 3, because there are parts I like more about Black Ops 3. Like, I like the more interesting story, even though I think it's kind of weird the direction they took it with, like, the Apothicans away from the Nazi zombies, which I still think is kind of dumb, and they should... I was kind of hoping Cold War, they were gonna, like, not really go into the ether bullshit again, and they were just gonna, like, do, like, Soviets, like, kind of doing what the Nazis did. But, I mean... what Cold War did is not bad. It's not terrible, besides the lack of having dedicated characters. So, I'm not opposed to what Cold War did, but I really would have wished they went... like, they just scrapped the whole fucking... like, the Ether storyline, and just let those characters rest. Because I've made peace with the ending of Black Ops 4. It's whatever at this point. It's like, I mean, how else would you end it? I mean, I wish it could have ended somewhere else, but I don't know how else to end it though. But Cold War gameplay wise was really fun, and I think Cold War gets a lot of shit on just because the lack of new content. But speaking of which, the fact that I hate this argument. Just because World at War was basically just reused assets, it's okay for them to... No. It was a different time back then. World at War, Zombies was a passion project. It was like developers making it in their spare time and stuff. Like, they never... It wasn't one of Call of Duty's big modes, not like it is now. It didn't have its dedicated fan base back then, and they didn't know if it was going to succeed. And it did. And that's when they started putting more resources in Zombies, which is good. And the difference is with World at War, like the reused assets, is it's not a one-to-one rip-off of campaign assets. It's just not. Like, the bunker from Noct has a lot of changes that really change how the map plays compared to its multiplayer counterpart. I don't even remember what the Doris counterpart looks like, or the Verrucht one. And Shinonuma, I don't think I had the map pack, since honestly, World at War, I did not play the World at War version of Doris until I had an Xbox One, or backwards compatibility. So I was only playing Nocturne Tonin when World at War first came out, because I was like, what, 5? Or something? So I couldn't really afford DLC packs and shit like that, but, I mean, off topic. Like, I hate the people that will just defend Treyarch for no absolute reason. I like Treyarch. Treyarch used to be my favorite Call of Duty company, but now after just the multiplayer of Cold War, how being boring and just how like they took the gunsmith from Modern Warfare but just made it so incredibly fucking boring, because there's barely any cons of picking like the best fucking attachments. There's like barely any cons. Barely makes your gun heavier, barely affects aim down sights and all that shit. Well, like Modern Warfare, you had to think. You couldn't just like slap everything on Cold War. I mean, like you can in Cold War. And just a lot of the attachments in Cold War just did not look good on the guns. And there's a lot of stupid decisions as well. Just even like the multiplayer story was the campaign was interesting. Don't get me wrong. I like the Cold War story not as much as previous Black Ops's, but it was good. It was good. But just Treyarch just feels like they don't give a shit anymore. And I get it, because Activision is like, but there's only so much you can blame on Activision. There is. like people like to blame Activision for everything, which honestly they do deserve a lot of shit, especially with all the allegation bullshit going on. They do deserve a lot of the hate, but it's not solely just them. Treyarch has some responsibility too as well. And same thing with IW, it's like Infinity Ward, some of the stupid decisions they make. And Sledgehammer, I don't even want to get to Sledgehammer. What they did with Vanguard, I cringe so hard when I think it was some of the people they were interviewing where they said Call of Duty has no iconic characters. How the fuck can you say Call of Duty has no iconic characters? Dude, I can like name 10 of them. Price, Captain Price. That's not even including the 2 different versions of him now that exist. The MW 2019 and the original voiced by I really apologize. I think his name was Billy Murray. I feel so bad, but that guy was my childhood. He was awesome. And like, yeah, they're technically the same person, but they're written differently, and they don't act all the same. And one of them is much older than the other one.
Don't let them get hurt.
And yeah, so like, I think both Captain Prices are really good from both versions. And then you have fucking Ghost, like for the like, a lot of people think like. I used to be one of those people. Why did everyone give a shit about Ghost until I read the comic book series? And I'm like, oh, okay, Ghost's pretty fucking cool and shit. Though, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the shit just seems a lot of very grim just for the sake of being grim. Like him being buried alive and shit. But it's like Nix's teammate, but Ghost is likable, especially his voice. Craig Fairbrass. And I really wish the rumors were true that Craig Fairbrass was coming back to voice Ghost and MW2 2022. God, why the fuck did they call it MW2 2020 MW2 again? Like, that's so fucking stupid. Like, I know they usually do that for the first in the series of the reboot, but usually by the sequel they usually have like a subtitle or something. When in the case of this is calling out MW2 again, but I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent again. Okay, and then you have Soap McTavish. Soap was fucking awesome. You also got, and that's not even the zombie characters. Fucking Nikolai, Dempsey, fucking the Mob of the Dead characters are awesome too. Nikolai, Dempsey, Richtofen, dude, fucking Nikolai from the Modern Warfare series as well. Alex Mason, Frank Woods, Viktor Reznov, fucking Nikito Dragovich, fucking Lev Kravchenko. Like, how? Dude, I can remember some of the minor characters too from fucking 2008. Remember Chernov from fucking World of War in the Soviet campaign? I still remember that because they actually gave him a fucking personality because most of the time he didn't want to fucking fight because he didn't believe in the mindless slaughter, but he was still willing to die for his country. Because remember at the ending, okay, and before you give me shit, it's been years since World War is coming out. If you don't know about the story, then I don't know what to tell you, man. But spoilers incoming. When he got burnt alive by the fucking flamethrower, and then fucking Reznov grabs his fucking journal after like giving him shit for it, because like no one will ever read this, and then at respect, he's like, someone should read this, and he takes it, and it's just little moments like that. You have none of that shit in Vanguard. Honestly, the only character I tolerate is either the Australian guy, which I don't even remember much about the Australian guy, and Arthur Kingsley. But the case with Arthur, they could have done such an interesting thing being him because he's black. Him being a leader in like a fucking, let's be honest, the 40s were not a great time if you were not fucking white. Let's be honest, there's no fucking denying that. If you were like not white, and like if you were a specific type of white, it was not a great time for you in the 40s. I'm just saying. But like especially if you're black. And they could have done something where like none of his teammates, cause let's be honest, they're all fucking white except him. Like what the fuck, alright? Like I don't bitch for diversity, but the Vanguard crew is like, oh look how diverse we are, but then you have like 3 white people and then you have the token black character. That's not fucking diverse. Like sure, yeah, they like their backgrounds and stuff and all that, but I mean, they're so shallow as characters. Like Paulina, I'm Russian. I have planned, killed Nazis. That is plan. That is it. That is plan. Like you could have done so much more with Paulina as well, or with her being a female as well during the 40s. But then again, the Soviet Union was different when it came to like female soldiers compared to the rest of the world. So I mean, but you could have still done something with Paulina. More interesting than, oh, my family died and I want revenge and I hate all Germans and kill Nazis. That is plan. And then the fucking opening, I didn't even play the fucking opening. I didn't even play Vanguard campaign. I just watched the playthrough on it instead. I just watched the playthrough instead, and I just couldn't fucking play it because the first opening is just like, wow, they don't know what the fuck they're doing and they're on the train and shit. Like, aren't you supposed to have a fucking plan before like you're get into combat or some shit? Like, I don't fucking know. I'm doing a terrible job explaining myself. But I don't know, I'm just so irritated by those people that said Call of Duty has never had iconic characters, and then they give us these fucking bland characters that nobody will fucking remember in like a year from now. Especially with MW2, with the return of like so many iconic characters. And a character that I actually have interest is that new fucking the new guy. I don't know his name. But I think he's Hispanic. I don't know. He could be a Spaniard. I don't know, since my Spanish isn't strong and I can't really pick apart these accents. But that makes me excited, though. That really does make me excited, because finally we're getting some Hispanic representation in Call of Duty. And he doesn't seem like the forced. He doesn't seem like the forced bullshit type. Like from what I hear, he's based on a character from Sicario, which sounds pretty dope. I have not seen Sicario fully, but from what I've heard from Buff Nerd Gaming speak, I'm like, I'm down for it. I am really down for it, and yeah. Actually, I seen like the one clip from Sicario where the guy sneaks into the dude's family's house and like he like fucking kills them all while they're eating dinner and shit. I was like, that's a really cool scene. But yeah, I also heard that like Ghost might be taking that guy's. I think Ghost was gonna take that guy's role in the story. I don't know. But like back to Vanguard though. I hate that call video game developers, not just Call of Duty, hire people that don't give a shit about the series or video games. Because from what I hear, Sam Meggs, which I don't know about Sam Meggs, but I hear she's responsible for a lot of fucking cringe dialogue and shit, or not the greatest writing, and a lot of like PC shit. Like, I don't know, man. There's nothing wrong with spreading a message, but it's just the way how you handle it. And just don't shove it in people's fucking face, for fuck's sake. And what annoys me is that, to be honest, I don't give a shit most of the time. I'm sorry, I don't care, honestly. Like, it's tragic, a lot of stuff that happens, but it doesn't affect me personally. And before you say, oh, that's because you're white, I'm not white, alright? Let me get that straight right now. I am not fucking white. I'm not gonna tell you what I am, but before you pull the race card thing and say I'm privileged, no, I'm not. But I'm sorry. That's probably one of my stupider things I've said. But like, and it's most of the time the people that write these token PC characters are white people. It's fucking white people, white guilt people that write it. That they feel guilty, that they feel like they need to like fucking pander to minorities. When in reality, no, you fucking don't. Just give us good characters and good representation. Like, one thing I really don't like how Hispanic characters are written, or just is like Hispanic characters are treated like they're a separate race from everything else. When Latinos are one of the most diverse people in the world. Because like a Latino can be black, a Latino can be Asian, a Latino could be white, Latino could be mixed, or a Latino could be just fully like indigenous, like Native American. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot, like literally, a Latino can be anything. Like the way I see it, being Latino or Latina is not a racial or an ethnic thing. It's a cultural thing. Because when you take a test for like being Latino, it doesn't show Latin American, because we're a mix of Latinos are a mix of everything. That's what I mean. Like I've seen Latinos that are like super dark. Latinos are super pale. Latinos that are of Asian descent. And it's a beautiful thing. But in like cartoons and media, it's like usually just like they expect tan individual with like certain facial features, and always speak like when they'll be raised in the States or in some other Western like another world, like they'll have to like feel obligated to have them like say something in Spanish like every 5 minutes. Like they'll speak a full sentence in Spanish, I mean English, and then they'll just say one Spanish word, because like it's like, oh hey, remember the Latino? It's like did it ever occur to sometimes because like not every Latino speaks Spanish, especially not in the States, like because there's a lot of Latinos that are born in the States or are like second generation, because I mean especially in Texas and like California, that kind of area, because they used to belong to Mexico and all that. Especially in that area, there have been like Latinos families that have been there for like generations, and none of them probably speak Spanish, but like they're still Latino, because they still like practice their culture and shit. And and media never dives into that, or sometimes the identity crisis that being Latino can have, especially if you have immigrant parents and you were born in a different country, completely different to theirs, speaking a completely different language, and you didn't really, I don't know, fucking, their culture didn't really rub off on you, and shit, and, like, the struggle to try to get in touch with that, like, media never covers that shit either, which I'm not saying they have to, but, I don't know, it'd just be more interesting rather than them just doing the tokenized character. Which also reminds me, the new Saints Row. Fuck the new Saints Row. Fuck the new Saints Row so much. I'm so sorry to the developers of Volition that actually gave a shit, and I'm not sorry to the ones that didn't give a shit. But that game sucks, and I'm sorry. If you don't get your shit together, you will either, because your last two games have been an absolute flunk. So you need to make your next game has to be fucking good. It has to sell well. But I just find this so dumb when people say Saints Row, they want to make it more diverse. What are you talking about? Saints Row has always been diverse. Since the first beginning, the Saints you play as have literally every ethnic group ever. And you can even customize your character from three choices, which honestly, the third one honestly I don't really agree with, since I mean, like I said, being Hispanic, you can be anything, and I don't like the voice acting that they gave there. Like, what the hell? Saints Row 2 though, the Hispanic voice was so good in Saints Row 2 though. But I'm getting a bit hard. I'm mad. You had characters like Johnny Gat and Lynn. Lynn didn't have a lot of fucking screen time in Saints Row, but she was still fucking a cool character. She didn't take shit from other people because she had tits. I like that. She did not take shit from people, and she had an interest in cars. And she also was not afraid to go undercover by herself and all that. Lynn was an absolute fucking homie. And then you have Johnny Gat, who's also Asian, which, like, can I just say, Johnny Gat is the most iconic part of Saints Row. You cannot have a Saints Row game without Johnny Gat. Johnny Gat is like the Captain Price of Call of Duty, or at least the Modern Warfare series. Johnny Gat is like the fucking Solid Snake, the fucking Snake family. Well, not the Snake family, but the big boss and Solid Snake to the fucking. Okay, better example would be David Hayter. David Hayter is to Metal Gear and all that. Johnny Gat is a badass character and iconic as fuck. And fucking Saints Row was so fucking diverse because you had all these different people. You had fucking Dex. Dex was like the super smart planner of the group and all that. But he wasn't like Eli. He wasn't a pussy. Like Dex was street smart and he was also really intelligent. Like with it, book smart as well, considering he literally got a position on Altor in Saints Row 2, a high position. I think he became the chairman. No, he didn't. I don't know, but he was also scheming and planning. Dex was really fucking smart and all that. And fucking the gang leader Julius wasn't it. Like, what can I say? Julius was voiced by Keith fucking David, which is awesome. And it was interesting because Julius was an interesting character. He said he wanted to clean up the row, but then he also got into doing drugs and shit, and also just like spreading all this fucking violence. Like, cause after when all the gangs were done, he still wasn't done and shit. And like that's why he uses that to justify as why he tried to kill your character, even though it was his idea to get into drugs and all that. And yeah, not even Benjamin King wanted to get into drugs. Ben fucking King, the guy who he like one of the guys he held responsible, he didn't even want to get it. He didn't even want to touch that shit. And then when they brought when fucking Warren brought it up to fucking Ben King, he shut that shit down. And when he started mouthing off, fucking Ben King like put fucking Warren in his place. Ben King was a fucking cool character. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that like he's one of the only gang leaders that's actually reasonable and not a fucking idiot. Ben King was awesome, and I wish there was an alternate Saints Row game where instead of joining the fucking Saints, you join the fucking Vice Kings. Cause, oh my god, imagine what you could have done with Ben fucking King with your leader. Because Ben King, yes, he's not a good guy because he's a fucking criminal, but he has morals. And he didn't fucking cave into them like Julius did with the whole drugs and shit. And then that's I'm sorry, but it's just the characters in the first two Saints Rows are so much more interesting. I mean, Johnny Gat, I'm not gonna say was a deep character, but he was a fun character and he was cool. But I'm not gonna say, oh, he's like this super deep character that you need like, oh, no, he's not. But he's awesome. And Troy, I forgot to mention Troy. I love Troy, and I hate what they did with him in Get Out of Hell. Cause even though Troy was an undercover cop, he didn't want to arrest his friends, and he never put harm on the boss. That was all Julius. Troy was loyal to an extent, but he just was caught in the crossfire because he wanted to do the right thing. And I guess that's why he was also infiltrated the Saints as well. Is because they were the way they started, they wanted to get rid of the other gangs, but then Julius kind of just, I don't know, just like, hey, we got drugs now and all this shit, where we run this city. It's like, no, just went a different direction and all that shit. And I feel bad for Troy because like Johnny tried to kill him, yet he still forgave him and all that. And we never got that scene with the boss and confronting Troy, which is such a shame. I never wanted them to kill Troy because I love Troy. Troy is such a cool character, and I really don't like how he was condemned to hell just for betraying his fucking gang. Because that is such a double standard. Because Viola also betrayed the Syndicate. I know why. Because I'm not blaming Viola for doing it, because Kilbane killed her sister, and Viola is completely justified. But why does Troy, a police officer, who is arguably probably one of the better people out there, because all he wanted to do was do right by his friends and his people as a police officer, and he was kind of fucked because his police chief was a corrupt bastard. And then when he became chief of the police, like, he tried to keep it down, but he also felt guilty to the Saints. And that is why I don't like what they did with Troy Bradshaw. Because he did not deserve to be that. Honestly, Troy should have been in heaven, if anything. Because, I mean, he was a flawed person, but, like, I don't expect everyone to be religious and all that, but this has always been something I've been struggling with. Is, if God's supposed to be so forgiving, why does someone like Troy go to hell? I know this is fictional, God and all that, but why did Troy go to hell? When someone like Carlos was innocent for the most part, but he was still actively wanting to be part of the gang, and he still got into prison. So Carlos must have done something wrong. I'm not saying he did murder or something, because he was a kid pretty much. And I'm not saying Carlos deserved to be in hell. Don't get me wrong, he did not deserve to be in hell. But if someone like Carlos, like if Carlos can be forgiven for like his crimes and shit, I don't see why Troy can't. And it just shows Volition not giving a shit about their fucking characters. They've not given a shit about their fucking characters since fucking Saints Row. I want to say partially Saints Row 3, but I don't think that's entirely true. But Saints Row 4. I think Saints Row 4 is when they really stopped giving a shit. And just like, fuck it, whatever. Volition just stopped fucking caring after Saints Row 3. Saints Row 3 is a fun game, even though I still prefer Saints Row 2 over it. And all that, but I really got off topic. I didn't even get to the gangs of the first Saints Row. The first Saints Row, you had the 3rd Street Saints, comprised of all different people of all different colors and backgrounds and all that shit. And then the enemy gangs, the Los Carnales. Oh my god, I'm sorry, Dex. I meant to say Los Canales, or the Carnales. Los Canales. Oh my god, I'm trying not to say the Los Carnales. Okay, I'm sorry, Dex. Yeah, they were a Mexican. They were a gang of Mexican descent, and they were the first organized gang in Stillwater. And then the Vice Kings rose up, which is primarily African American, but you do see some white guys in the Vice Kings in some of the cutscenes. And yeah, they're so I don't want to label them as the African American gang, but they, for the most part, were. And then you had the Rollers, which I'm gonna be honest, the Rollers were like the most forgettable gang of the 3. I'm not saying they were bad, but they just were not as interesting as the other 2. And they were also the smallest and newest group, because they were a bunch of suburban kids that like to steal cars and shit. But yeah, they were like comprised of a bunch of rich kids. Donnie was part of them. Donnie was was of Asian descent. Pierce was a white guy. Yeah, I don't want to say they were primarily the white gang, but I don't know. But you had like those 3 different fucking gangs, and that was cool. Saints Row 2, shit got even more crazy. Saints fucking Row 2. You had the Brotherhood, the Sons of Samdi, and the Ronin. The Ronin being a Japanese gang, part of the the Yakuza, pretty much. Fucking cool. And then the Sons of Samdi, I think they were a Haitian gang? Fucking crazy motherfuckers with selling drugs and shit. And the fucking Mr. Sunshine, that guy would not fucking die. And the Brotherhood run by Marrow, and Donnie was also part of it back from Saints Row 1. The Brotherhood were like these dudes super into the trucks and stuff and weapons, and it was cool because the leader Marrow was the only one that offered a peace treaty, but he fucked up though because the boss's ego got the best of him, and Marrow's ego as well, thinking that the boss was just gonna sit down and accept that shit when no, he wasn't. And that led to both casualties on both sides. Because of that, Carlos died because of the boss's ego, and and Meryl's girlfriend Jessica also died because of his fucking arrogance and ignorance as well, and underestimating the boss. And then there's fucking Old Tor. Old Tor is also in there. They're a scummy corporation wanting to get everyone out of Saints Row so they can increase the rent and just after that push everyone out of their homes. And what I gotta say, man, Saints Row 2 is a fucking awesome game, and just go fucking play yourself. If you have a if you have like PS Extra or whatever the fuck gives you the older games to play, go play Saints Row 2. Play Saints Row 2. Saints Row 2 is an awesome fucking game. Awesome customization, diverse cast without being forced. Awesome characters, cool story, cool gangs and all this shit. Saints Row 2 is, and I'm sorry, I love Saints Row 2. And I hate when people say it's a GTA clone. No the fuck it's not. No the fuck it's not. It's a competitor. And the problem with Volition is that they say they don't listen to the haters, but where the fuck was that mentality back in the day when you had all those people shitting on you and calling you a GTA clone? Where the fuck was that mentality? You gave a shit back then. You cared about what people thought back then, except for your fans. You didn't give a shit about what we wanted or what we thought about. And now you're like, oh, we're not backing out. And now that your fans aren't happy with what the fuck you're doing, it's like, oh, we're not gonna listen to you. Volition. I hope the employees that are not responsible for that and are just trying to get paid a paid job will either get a promotion or they find a different job that will treat them better, get better payment, and they can actually make shit that they want to do. While all the fucking people that don't give a shit about the fans and encourage the doxing on people on haters of the reboot or critics, go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves. I'm just being honest. Go fuck yourselves. I don't fucking care what happens to you. I'm not gonna wish you to be fired because I don't know what you go through, but I would not be sad for you if you got fired. I'm not wishing you get fired because nobody deserves to be fired, especially not in this fucking economy. Everyone's got a family feed, so I do not hope Volition goes background. I don't. But there needs to be a change up in leadership and all that. Excuse me, I need to get a sip of water. Much better. Well, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying this as a perspective of a fan. Where the fuck was that mentality when back in the day when Saints Row was awesome? Where the fuck was that mentality, Volition? Where? Just where was that shit? I honestly just I can't fucking believe this shit, man. Now with the reboot, you're like, oh, we're not backing down. I can respect that to a degree. But look where it got you. The reboot's not making you money. It's not critically doing well. I don't know what to tell you, Volition. Honestly, I don't know. You caved in when honestly you were not a clone. You were never. Saints Row was never a clone. It was never a GTA clone, and I feel bad because at the time of the first Saints Row, San Andreas came out. Was revealed, and the gangs were green, like the colors of Grove Street were green, and then Volition was like, oh shit, we have to change this, because originally the Saints were actually going to be green, and the original title of Saints Row was Bling Bling, which I'm glad they changed it because Bling Bling is a fucking stupid name. But originally the third Street Saints were going to be green rather than purple, but because of the reveal of San Andreas, Volition was like, oh fuck, and I feel bad for them because even though they were green before the announcement of before they even saw what Grove Street was going to be like, or the Grove Street families, they, no matter what, were going to be called a clone, and that's so unfortunate. Well, I think purple is a better color for the Saints. I do feel bad considering Volition originally wanted to be green, though I don't think green suits a gang called the Saints though. Maybe a blue? Cause like royal blue and all that shit, and saints and like religion and kingdoms and all that shit, or whatever the fuck. But I don't know. But the first Saints Row did pretty fucking good, especially since Volition is a smaller company than Rockstar. They're way smaller. They can't afford these like photorealistic worlds and shit like Red Dead. They're way smaller. But for what they could do with Saints Row 1, and by extension Saints Row 2, pretty fucking good. For a smaller company being able to give a huge ass company like Rockstar Games competition, that is impressive. Honestly, the first two Saints Row games do not get enough praise for that. They don't. and sadly they never fucking will. Because people will just look at it and be like, oh, it's a GTA clone. Never mind the fact that you can do way more shit that you can't do in GTA. And way more fun shit, especially in the case of GTA 4. I love GTA 4, but for different reasons than I love Saints Row 2. I can love both games. You can love both games, okay? Just like you can love Call of Duty and you can love Battlefield. You don't have to choose a side. You never have to choose a side. And same thing with consoles. Xbox, PlayStation. You can love both. You can respect both. You can have friends on either. Fuck this console war bullshit. Fuck this rivalry shit. Competition is good. Competition is good. Because the problem is, with Rockstar, why they haven't released GTA 6, there's no competition. There's no fucking competition. Because nobody makes games close to what Rockstar Games does. Not Ubisoft. Ubisoft is boring as shit and lifeless. And nobody else does like a crime-focused game like Rockstar or whatever, except for Saints Row back in the day, and that was fucking awesome. And GTA had competition. They actually had to do shit. Cause back in the day, Rockstar used to we had way more games back then. Now we got only like 2 fucking years in the last decade. We got GTA in 2013. We're getting GTA a fucking again. If we're PS5, well, I mean, we already did. And fucking Red Dead just got the middle finger because they didn't want to put the time and effort. And before you say it's good for business, no, the fuck it wasn't. They could have built Red Dead to the point with like they did online and made so much money, but they didn't. And honestly, how would you like it if they just cut off support for GTA 5 right now and focus on GTA 6 and be like, oh, it's good for business? I know some people would be like, yes, because they want GTA 6 and I want GTA 6, and I would not mind if they stopped supporting 5. But there are those people that would get so up in arms, the same people that were shitting on Red Dead, and be like, no, don't, it's not good for business, it's not good for business. And it's just like, fuck those people, honestly. Because we didn't shit on your game, but you shit on Red Dead so hard that it never got a chance to fucking breathe. And it's such a tragedy what happened to Red Dead 2 Online. Red Dead 2 Online has so much fucking potential. Not only is the gunplay better, like the gunplay is so much better in Red Dead. I fucking hate the gunplay in GTA 5. It feels so boring. I hate it. I hate it. The pistols feel so fucking weak. They sound terrible. The guns in GTA 5 sound awful. The guns in GTA 4 sounded way better. Honestly, the M4, the guns look better in GTA 4 as well. Because you actually had an M4, a Glock, and a Deagle, proper Deagle, and this weird MP5 hybrid, MP5K hybrid. I think it was an MP5K, I'm not sure. And the Micro Izzy. Those guns sounded so much better. They had so much more oomph compared to the shit in GTA 5. Like GTA 5, the weapons feel the same. They don't feel that good to use. The combat's not very, doesn't take a lot of skill because like, I mean, to be fair, it's the modern day, so I mean, of course you're gonna have automatic weapons compared to like Red Dead, where you have like fucking lever actions, bolt actions, and like revolving pistols, and like the rare semi-auto pistol. But they sound better. They just feel better. It just feels more impactful to get kills in Red Dead than it does in GTA 5. It just feels better. Everything in Red Dead feels better than GTA 5, and I hope to God GTA 6 takes a page from Red Dead. And I think what would be great to prevent griefing is that they take away the weapon wheel from online, and they give the 2-weapon system. So for like most weapons, or they could do what Max Payne does, where you have like the 3 weapons actually. Yeah. Max Payne 3 is honestly underrated. Max Payne 3 is actually really fucking fun, the gunplay, and I really wish they'd adapt some of the controls from Max Payne into GTA 5 or GTA 6. I mean, but yeah, like that's. I'm sorry, this went from Saints Row to talking about Modern Warfare and all that, but I'm passionate about fucking games. I love games. I've been playing games since an early age, and just the state of games nowadays, just I don't know, man. I'm excited for Modern Warfare, but I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm gonna play the game, but multiplayer, I'm nervous about. DMZ, I'm nervous about. Warzone, I don't give a shit about Warzone. If you like Warzone, perfectly fine. More power to you. I don't give a shit about Warzone. Because the way I see it, Warzone is just... There's so many battle royales. It's inflated. I know competition is good, but... There's just like... Warzone... But difference is... With those other battle royales... It doesn't take resources away from the main game, except Fortnite. Because Fortnite was originally supposed to do Save the World, but then they kind of dropped that shit in favor of Battle Royale. But the difference with Fortnite, though, is Fortnite gives people options, though. As much as like people like to shit on Fortnite, people make their own game modes in Fortnite, and that's fucking cool. Because you can still play the fucking game. You don't have to be forced to play just the Battle Royale. You can play something else, or PvP. There's something for everyone. There's something for everyone because of the creator in Fortnite, and that is a good thing. And I wish Warzone would adopt something like that. I wish Warzone would evolve from just being strictly a battle royale. Imagine if Warzone was the game that gave us tools to make custom zombie maps like how you can in Fortnite. Imagine that shit. Imagine that. So much more fun. And I would, and it would justify the gigabyte size. I pray to God that Warzone is not attached to Modern Warfare 2 like a fucking tumor that Warzone was to Modern Warfare 2019. Because a lot of the updates most of the time are for fucking Warzone, and I don't care about Warzone. I don't want to play Warzone, and if I could uninstall Warzone, I would do it because I don't want to play Warzone. I just want to play either the multiplayer, the campaign, or when I fucking hate myself, the Spec Ops and launch, because that shit was impossible at launch. I don't want to play. I don't want to play Warzone. I don't. Battle Royale is just not for me. I like to play it occasionally, but it's just not my. It's not my cup of tea, and it's fine if it's yours. But the problem is though, Call of Duty now is not Call of Duty now. It's more like, oh, we can just farm our weapons here for Warzone now, and most of the money is going to Warzone now. It's like, and I think Cold War suffered from that. Vanguard really suffered from that. Vanguard suffered so bad from that, from the lack of fucking proper funds and resources. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Just add more shit to Warzone, like Fortnite did. I know people like to shit on Fortnite, but they're adding new shit all the time compared to fucking Warzone. Right? I don't care what anyone says. I like to play Fortnite unironically sometimes, from time to time, because sometimes what people make is so much better than what the fuck anybody else makes nowadays. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Like, you can do prop hunt in Fortnite. There's like horror maps, zombie maps, or like just PvP, like deathmatch, or like you can just go kill each other. Like, there is something for everyone in Fortnite. Thanks to the creator. Thanks to that. Where Warzone, you have to like Battle Royale. You just have to. There's no other option for you. And that's just fucking boring to me. Because I play Call of Duty to play 6v6 or play fucking zombies or the campaign. I don't play it just so I can have this fucking cringe fit. Because people forget how cringy Warzone is. Remember that fucking commercial during Cold War with Cardi B? Cardi B doesn't even fucking play Call of Duty, I bet. I bet she doesn't even fucking play Call of Duty. Dude, remember Black Ops 2 where they got all those cool guys and shit? I think Robert Downey Jr. was in it. Fucking FPS Russia, remember Surprise and all this shit? The fucking, the replacers? That cool advertisement, remember that shit? That shit made me want to play the fucking game. But whenever I see these new Warzone commercials with all these celebrities I don't give a fuck about, it pushes me away from Call of Duty. It pushes me away. Because I know those people are just being fucking paid. And they don't actually play. Dude, people like Nero Cinema will never ever be invited because he's not a big name or whatever. But he's a Call of Duty veteran. The people that deserve to be fucking advertising the game or being invited to the events don't get invited, and that's what pisses me off. Because Call of Duty just wants to hear good things. They just want to hear good things. They don't want to hear constructive criticism. And props to Nero Cinema, because Nero Cinema, I'm a huge fan, honestly. I don't know. Probably a lot of you guys probably watch Nero Cinema, but I highly recommend you guys watch him. Holy shit, I'm about to run out of time here, because I can only do 60 minutes, but yeah, we'll just keep going. I'm just saying, man. Call of Duty needs to find the balance between splitting the resources between Warzone and the game of the year that they make. I'm just saying. And do not attach Warzone. Do not force people to install Warzone just to play MW2. Because MW 2019, me and my friends had to stop playing because how big the fucking space got. And that sucks because I really enjoyed playing Ground War and all that shit. But at the point, because we had like the shitty first gen, because we only had like normal PS4s at the time. We only had the 5 gigabytes, and we could barely play any other games because we like to play other games too, other than fucking Call of Duty. But yeah, please just don't have Warzone 2.0 attached to MW2 like a fucking tumor. And also just spread the resources better, because zombies can make you way more money. We just found out more people played IW zombies than they did any other game mode in IW. That shows you that zombies is a huge part of Call of Duty and deserves the proper resources and funding and shit. Because honestly, cause it's just good. Cause like you can just relax and play friends. Like sometimes you get off 9 to 5 at work and just be like, oh, I'm so tired. I just wanna relax. I don't wanna sweat. Especially with skill-based matchmaking. That's what I mean, man. That's what I mean. Call of Duty should just appeal to the... It's good that they bring new people, but just some of the decisions I don't agree with, and I think it's stupid, especially the marketing. Some of that marketing money, like that they do to get like Cardi B or like... Does Tim the Tatman even play Call of Duty? I don't know much about Tim the Tatman. I just like just hear his name and hearing. But like, get people that actually give a shit about your product. Don't just fork over just to get big names for the sake of it. Unless you're getting casting. Like fucking Gary Oldman as Victor Reznov. Awesome. 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 That's what I mean, man. That's what I mean. The money should be going to the fucking game. And not just that. I'm sorry, man. I've been playing Call of Duty since, I don't know, man, before I could maybe even fucking remember anything. My first Call of Duty, I think, was Black Ops 1. And I went back and played World of War, COD 4, MW2, Call of Duty 3. I never played COD 2 and Call of Duty 1. But I've played almost every Call of Duty. I've bought every Call of Duty since Black Ops 1. Since Black Ops 1. I've even went back and bought World of War and COD 4 and MW2. I'm a huge fan of Call of Duty, and I tell myself I should not buy the new Call of Duty because it's something to do, but I always fucking do it because they always have something I like, and this is a series I love. I love the series. The only thing that kept me through Cold War was Zombies. Zombies was so much fun, but the wait time was painful. A lot of the reused assets were painful, and just the art direction. Maratona is a fun map, even though it was reused, but I would prefer to complete a new map, and they could have done so much more with it. Firebase V, the only thing they reused is the village, so that's okay. Now, D-Machine I think is... I think D-Machine, Shimina, is overrated. A lot of people really like it. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's great. Because the new part of D-Machina is nothing interesting. The last map, Foreskin, I thought was... I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I don't like how you have to take portals just to get a different section of the map. You could have connected it better, and just a lot they could have done. Yeah. I don't know. Time's almost up, so... Yeah, thank you guys for listening to me for rambling, and... Yeah, I'll try to be more active on YouTube. Also, I forgot to mention, if you comment and I don't respond, I'm sorry, I don't check my YouTube channel often. I really don't. So don't take it personally if I don't respond to your comment or your request to play, because I would love to play with you. I would love to play games with anybody that says they want to play games. I am so down, but it just depends on what I have installed and if I check. And there's no really there's no really better way to contact me, because I don't know. I'll try to check comments more and stuff, but yeah, if you guys are going to play the new Modern Warfare and are kind of chill people, because I don't like playing with sweats or tryhards or talking to people. Let's play people chill. Hit me up, alright, in the comments, alright, and I'll try to check. But anyways, guys, peace out.